Adventures in time and space, told in future tense. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, bring you Dimension X. It happened during a routine skirmish in the Great War. Patrols advanced from the defense perimeter under jet cover and preceded by napalm throwers. The enemy defended in depth and mopped up with guided 98s fired from 40 miles to the rear. The blast area was 10 miles in circumference, and the medics didn't find much to pick up over 500 yards in.
Take it in here.
Where?
Look out, it's lousy with mud.
Okay, man, guide me.
More. That left.
Okay.
More.
Wait.
Hold it. Stretchers.
Come on, Travers, get those men out.
Yes, sir. Get a move on. Line them up. Come on. Easy. You want to kill him? Okay, take it away. They might have left these Joes where they was. Half of them won't last till the plane comes.
As long as they're alive, they'll be treated. Get out the tags, Travis. Start talking names.
Yes, sir. This one must have been 1,000 yards in.
Get his dog tag out.
What a mess. Here. Hartley Allen, Captain G5, Chem Research, AN73D, number SO238694003J.
Alan Hartley?
Alan Hartley.
Well, if that could be the Hartley that wrote Children of the Mist and Conqueror's Road.
Never heard of him. Major, I think maybe he's part conscious. Maybe I should give him another shot.
Go ahead, Sergeant. There isn't much else we can do for him. It's a rotten shame.
Ain't it always? Okay, Captain, give me your arm. There.
Alan!
Look out, down.
Get up, Alan. You can't stay in bed all day.
I remember that. Clear as if it were real.
Up and at 'em. Hit the deck.
Remarkably vivid. Strange.
Alan, you all right?
I'm all right. What's wrong with my voice? It's too high.
What are you doing? Practicing singing?
My voice has changed.
Is that all? You're growing up. Happy birthday, son.
Happy birthday?
Hey, wake up, son. Wake up.
I am awake.
Come on, out of bed.
I don't understand.
Breakfast waiting. Now, out of bed or I'll turn it over.
All right. It's a dream.
Maybe, but you're wide awake now.
I am awake now.
Well, half awake anyway.
That's the Bell of St. Boniface, isn't it? What day is it?
You kidding? You forget today's your birthday?
No, I didn't forget.
Neither did I. Here, son, happy 13th birthday. You won't guess what's in here.
A rifle. A light .22 rifle.
How'd you know that?
I remembered.
Did I spill the beans sometime? I could have sworn it'd be a surprise. Well, go on, open it. Like it?
Yeah, it's perfect, Dad.
I'll be shaving, Alan. Come down to breakfast when you're ready. It's a big day today. You're almost a man.
Almost.
You're still groggy. Snap out of it, Alan.
I will. There's a dream in it somewhere. But I'm not sure which.
What?
Never mind, Dad. I'll be right down for breakfast.
Now for coffee. Mrs. Stauber makes the best in town.
A black for me.
A what?
Oh, I mean...
You may be 13, Alan, but they're still a little young for coffee, especially black.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
What are you going to do today, son?
I want to do some reading this morning, I guess.
That's always a good thing to do. After breakfast, suppose you take a walk down to the station and get me a Times.
Didn't it come?
What, the Times? They don't deliver. Be a good idea, though. Maybe I'll talk to Sam Ashburn about it. Here's a $50, Alan. Get anything you want for yourself out of the change.
Thanks, Dad.
Finish your milk before you go.
Oh, sure, Dad.
And hurry back. I like to finish the crossword puzzle before lunch.
Here you are, Alan. 1 times. Tell your father the puzzle's a stinker.
Thanks, Mr. Ashburn.
Look out for the trucks when you cross the highway.
Oh, I'll go across Elton's lot shortcut.
Elton's? You'll have a hard time crossing there, son. There's 4 buildings on that block.
I thought they burned down.
Seen 'em this morning, big as life.
Oh, I guess that didn't happen yet.
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Ashburn. I was just muttering.
In my days, youngsters talked up.
Yes, sir. Bye, Mr. Ashburn. Monday, August 6, 1945. Okinawa 1, bombing Japan.
Hey, Alan, wait up.
Larry Morton. Hiya, Larry.
Hi, Al. Hey, you want to have a catch or something?
No, I have some things I want to do at home.
Wow, get him. Fancy pants talk. Things I want to do at home.
Oh, go chase yourself around the block.
Go jump in a garbage can, will you?
Go take a flying jet to the moon.
Hey, that's a new one. A flying jet to the moon. Hey, you thought up a new one, Al.
Yeah.
Hey, how about us going swimming at the canoe clubs after?
Gee, I wish I could. I gotta stay home. After.
You see the football movie at the Grand? Boy, what a team. Notre Dame.
I thought you liked Cornell.
Cornell? Ha, they couldn't even beat Vassar.
You're going to Cornell, aren't you?
Me? Cornell? Fat chance.
I'll bet you do.
I wouldn't take your money.
I know you wouldn't. You'll go to Cornell, all right.
Cornell. Far above Cayuga's waters, there's an awful smell.
Just the same, you'll go to Cornell. I've got to hurry, Larry.
Well, so long, Al. See ya.
So long, Larry. See ya.
I'm stuck in this corner. A 7-letter word to mix in proportion.
Titrate.
Huh? T-I... It fits. How'd you know that, Alan?
What? Oh, I read it somewhere, I guess.
Oh. What are you reading now, Tarzan again?
No, not Tarzan.
It's refreshing to see you with a book. Sometimes I think I ought to forbid comic books in the house. Yeah, they must be raising the devil with those bombing raids in Japan.
How long do you think the war in Japan will last, Dad?
Oh, I'd say the middle of 1946. We'll have to invade those islands foot by foot.
I wouldn't be surprised if the war was over very suddenly.
How, by magic? There isn't a thing on earth will make those Japanese surrender. You expect somebody to make a pass and it'll be all over by this afternoon?
That's just about it.
Mr. Hartley, excuse me. Could I see you for a minute?
Oh, hello, Mr. Gutchall. Sure.
That's Frank Gutchall, Dad?
That's right.
Excuse me. Didn't mean to disturb you, Mr. Hartley.
That's quite all right. It's a lovely day, isn't it, Mr. Gutchall?
The Lord's world is always beautiful.
Oh, of course, Mr. Gutchall.
Mr. Hartley, I wonder if you could lend me a gun and some bullets.
Huh?
My little dog's been hurt and it's been suffering something terrible.
Oh, it's too bad.
I want a gun to put the poor thing out of its pain.
Oh, of course. How would a 20-gauge shotgun do? You wouldn't want anything heavy.
I was hoping you'd let me have a little gun. maybe so big.
A pistol?
So I could put it in my pocket. Wouldn't look right for a godly man to carry a hunting gun through town. I don't hold with killing innocent creatures. People wouldn't understand that it was for a work of mercy.
Of course, I understand. You're a very religious man.
The whole world is evil, Mr. Hartley.
Well, sometimes it certainly looks like it. Well, I have a Colt 38 special from the auxiliary police outfit.
That's fine.
You'll have to bring it right back, Mr. Gutchall. I might be called out.
Dad, Dad, wait a minute. I just remembered.
Remembered what, son?
Aren't there some cartridges left for the Luger? Then you wouldn't be without the Colt.
Hey, that's right. I've got a German automatic, Mr. Gutchall, I could let you have. That way I wouldn't get stuck.
Wait, Dad, I'll get it. I know where the cartridges are.
Well, be careful, son. Well, Mr. Gutchall, it sure turned out nice after all that rain.
Hello, police headquarters. This is Blake Hartley. Frank Gutchall, who lives on Campbell Street, has just borrowed a gun from me ostensibly to shoot a dog. What? No, he has no dog. He intends shooting his wife. Yes, I'll take out the firing pin. He'll walk home. If you hurry, you can get a man there on time. Right.
Oh, there you are. What kept you, Alan?
I couldn't find the cartridges at first. I'll show Mr. Gutchall how it works. It's all loaded, ready to shoot. This is the safety, and just push it forward and up. There are 8 shots in it.
Did you load the chamber, Alan?
Oh, sure. It's unsafe now. You understand how it works, Mr. Gutchall?
Yes, I understand. Thank you, Mr. Hartley. Thank you, Sonny. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Gutchall. Return the gun when you're done.
Yes, I'll be done with it soon. Goodbye.
Alan, you shouldn't have loaded that gun.
I guess it's all over now. I had to keep you from fooling with it. Didn't want you to see I took out the firing pin.
You what?
Gutchall didn't want that gun to shoot a dog. He's a fanatic. He sees visions, hears voices. The voices probably put him up to this. I'll submit that any man who holds intimate conversations with disembodied spirits isn't to be trusted with a gun. He wants to shoot his wife.
What are you talking about?
While I was upstairs, I called the police. I put a handkerchief over my mouth and told them I was you.
Why'd you have to do that?
I couldn't have told them. This is little Alan Hartley, 13 years old.
And suppose he really wants to shoot a dog. What kind of a mess will I be in then?
No mess, because I might. But you'll have to front for me. They give me a lot of cheap boy hero publicity, which I don't want.
This is crazy, Alan. This is absolutely crazy.
We'll have the complete returns in 20 minutes.
Mr. Hartley, Mr. Blake Hartley?
That's right.
I'm Detective Sergeant Kaborski from Homicide. Here's your Luger.
Thank you.
I don't know how you spotted that guy, but when we busted in, he was pointing that gun at his wife, wearing a blue streak because it wouldn't go off.
Well, I'm glad I was able to help.
They may have some kind of citation, Mr. Hartley.
Oh, I don't think that's necessary.
Well, in the department, we figure a little publicity never hurt nobody. Even a lawyer, huh?
I really prefer to have it kept quiet.
Well, whatever you say. We want you to drop around in the morning for a statement.
I'll be glad to.
Well, thanks, Mr. Hartley. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Goodbye, Sergeant. Why don't you take the citation, Dad?
Well, you were right. You saved that woman's life. Let's see you put back the firing pin.
Sure. There.
Suppose we have a little talk.
But I explained everything.
You did not. Yesterday, you wouldn't even have known how to take this pistol apart. Today, you've been using language and expressing ideas that are outside of everything you've ever known before. Now, I want to know.
Oh, I hope you're not toying with a medieval notion of obsession.
What?
You say I'm changed. When did you first notice this?
Last night, you were still my little boy. This morning, I don't know. You've been strange all day. Alan, what's happened to you?
I wish I could be sure myself, Dad. You see, when I woke up this morning, all I could remember was lying on a stretcher injured by a bomb explosion. I was 43 years old and the year was 1975.
1975? That's right. You'll be 43 in 1975. But a bomb?
Yes, during the siege of Buffalo in the Third World War. I was a captain in G5 Scientific Warfare General Staff.
Buffalo? You mean Buffalo, New York?
Yes, there had been a transpolar invasion of Canada. I was sent to the front to check on service failures of a new lubricating oil. I got hit by a bomb blast. I remember being picked up and getting a narcotic injection. The next thing I knew, I was in bed upstairs, and it was 1945 again. And I was back in my own 13-year-old body.
Alan, you just had a nightmare to end all nightmares, that's all.
I thought it might be that at first, but I rejected it. It wouldn't fit the facts.
But it's ridiculous. All this Battle of Buffalo stuff. You picked it up listening to the radio. All the commentators have been going on about another war after this one. You've just got an undigested chunk of H.V. Calvin born in your subconscious.
But that isn't everything. I remember 4 years of high school, 4 years at Cornell, 7 years as a reporter on the Philadelphia Record, 3 novels, Children of the Mist, Rose of Death, and Conqueror's Road. I wrote detective stories under a phony name. I worked in chemistry. You think a 13-year-old can dream up all that stuff?
But it's the only possible explanation.
Maybe, but I can speak 5 languages today that I couldn't yesterday. French, German, Chinese, Russian, and Spanish. Although I've got a Mexican accent you could cut with a knife.
But how did it happen? I can't believe it.
All I know is here I am. I've been reading up on time theories. Nobody seems to know much about them. Evidently, time exists parallel as another dimension. And I've got kicked backwards and somehow...
But how?
It may have been the radiations from the bomb. Or the narcotic injection. Or both together. But the fact remains I'm here with full knowledge of my future identity.
This is quite a shock, Alan.
But you do believe me, don't you?
Yes, I suppose I must. You seem so strange, as if you weren't my son.
I'm your son, all right. The same body as yesterday. I've just had an educational shortcut.
Wait a minute. If you can remember the next 30 years, suppose you tell me when the war is going to end. This one against the Japs, I mean.
Sure. The Japanese surrender will be announced at exactly 7:01 p.m. on August 14th, a week from Tuesday. Better make sure we have plenty of grub in the house by then. Everything will be closed up tight till Thursday morning. Even the restaurants. I remember we had nothing to eat in the house but some scraps.
Tuesday week? That's pretty sudden, isn't it?
Not after today.
What do you mean, what happened today?
Plenty. Oh, what time is it, Dad?
11:16.
Is your watch right?
To the second, why?
It'll come at exactly 11:17:40.
What'll come?
The radio announcement.
What are you getting at? Something important on the radio? We'll see.
Don't bother, Dad. It won't work. I remember we had a tube burned out.
Yeah, there is something wrong. What is this announcement of yours?
I memorized it in journalism school at Columbia in 1954. What time is it?
11:18.
They're breaking into the programs now. President Truman has just announced that an atomic bomb has been dropped on the Japanese industrial city of Hiroshima. The bomb was dropped 16 hours ago, and the announcement was delayed to ascertain the results of the explosion. A man named John Howard Peterson read the announcement from the Washington newsroom of NBC.
I don't believe it.
No? Listen. That's the Burt Plate factory whistle and the bells at St. Boniface. Next, the whistle at the volunteer firehouse.
And it's true. It is true.
Sure. Then Larry Morton came by on his bicycle.
Hey, Al, you hear? You hear about the bomb? An atomic bomb.
Yeah, we heard.
Boy, atomic bomb. Oh, boy. I gotta go find my pop. He's on the golf course. Bye, Al. Bye, Mr. Hartley.
You knew. You knew about it.
The next bomb hit Nagasaki.
I thought that stuff about atomic energy was so much fantasy. What? Was that the kind of bomb that got you?
That was a firecracker compared to the one that got me. It was a guided 98, exploded 10 miles away.
And that's going to happen in 30 years?
I remember it.
How about me? Oh, wait, never mind. I don't think I better know when I'm going to die.
I couldn't tell you anyway. I had a letter from you just before I left for the front. You were 78 then, and you were still hunting and fishing and flying your own plane.
But another war and fought on American soil. Alan, I wish this hadn't happened to you.
It happened. I remember it. But if I can help it, I'm not going to get killed in any Battle of Buffalo.
But if you remember it, if time exists as a parallel dimension, then every kick we're getting closer to that Third World War.
Dad, you know what I remembered when Gutcho came to borrow that gun?
Well, I suppose that you suspected him and warned me.
No, that wasn't it. The other time, the first time, when I was really 13. I wasn't home. I'd been swimming at the canoe club with Larry Morton. When I got home about half an hour from now, I found the house full of cops.
What if the gun didn't fire?
What makes you think it didn't? Gutcho talked the 38 out of you, went home, shot his wife 4 times in the body, once behind the ear, and used the 6th shot to blow his own brains out.
That's what you remember?
Yes, but now it hasn't happened because I warned you. Dad, I found out the future can be changed.
One man can't change the whole future.
I stopped the murder and the suicide.
I know, son,
With
but...
30 years to work, I can stop a world war. I'll have the means.
The means?
Unlimited wealth and influence. I've got a good memory, Dad. Wrote a list out this afternoon. Look at this.
Assault, jet pilot, citation, ponder, middle ground, counter... What is this, code?
Horses. That's a list of Kentucky Derby winners from 1946 to 1970.
You sure?
I learned that list on a bet at the Officers Club in Cincinnati in 1971. Assault paid 8 to 1. You figure out what we can take in.
Oh, but gambling,
This
son.
isn't it. Gambling, it's a sure thing. When we get rolling, we'll make the Rockefellers look like pikers.
Assault at 8 to 1. I suppose I could scrape up $5,000. In 10 years, that'll make a lot of money. Any other little thing you have in mind, Alan?
By 1952, we start building a political organization here in Pennsylvania. In 1960, I think we can elect you president.
Well, of course, president? Isn't that going a little too far?
Why not? Who wouldn't vote for a politician who was always right? Besides, that's one thing we've got to change. In 1960, we had a man in the White House who was good to his wife and sang a nice tenor. And that's about all. He fouled up so completely we ended up at war. I think President Hartley might be a little more trusted to take a strong line.
But I don't know anything about international decisions.
I do. I know all the wrong ones. If we can stop a murder, with time we can stop a war.
How do I start?
Well, as I remember, just after that bomb announcement, you got a phone call from the City Fusion Party about the next election.
Well, there is a lot of talk about a reform ticket.
That call is going to be important, Dad. It's the turning point. You've got... There it is.
What do I do?
Answer it. Go ahead.
But, Alan,
Don't worry. I'll tell you what to say. Go ahead.
Hello? Yes, this is Blake Hartley. Judge Crimmins? Well, just a moment. Alan. He's asking me to run.
Oh, my head.
Alan, what's the matter? Alan.
Oh.
He passed out. Alan, what do I do now? Alan, listen to me. Alan, what's the matter? Alan!
Captain Hartley.
He was all right, Doctor. I gave him the shot, and he was all right.
He's dead. All right, Sergeant, make out the tag.
Yes, sir.
Hartley, Allen, Captain. Dead August 8, 1975.
Alan, what happened? Alan!
Huh?
Alan, are you all right?
Hi, Dad.
I've got Judge Crimmins on the phone. What do I tell him?
What?
Alan, are you all right? You passed out.
Sure, I'm all right. Hey, today's my birthday, isn't it? What did you get me, Dad? Huh? What did you get me?
Alan, are you all right?
Sure, I'm okay. What did you get for my birthday, huh?
Don't you remember the Third World War?
What Third World War? Gee, Dad, what's the matter? You're looking at me funny.
Judge Crimmins, I'll have to call you back. Goodbye. You don't remember. You're back again, aren't you? Back to 13 years old.
Sure, I'm 13 today. For corn's sakes, Dad.
You must have died up there. It was only a mind transfer. That means now I'm on my own. I have to do it myself without your help.
Help for what? Oh, if it's the grass, I said I'd cut it tomorrow.
No, it isn't the grass. I've got to save your life, Alan. I can't let you die that way in 1975.
What are you talking about, Dad? You sound goofy.
I've got to change it all by myself.
Change what?
Never mind, Alan. You don't know yet. Come on, let's have lunch.
Sure, Dad. Hey, how about my present now? What did you get me for my birthday?
Hey, in a minute, son. Go on in.
Hurry up, Dad.
All right. Now, where'd I put that list of horses?
You have just heard another adventure into the unknown world of the future. The world of...
Dimension.
Homecoming is a joyous word. But when the home you're returning to is a burned-out radioactive planet, and when you cannot even imagine what terrible changes you will find there, the word then takes on a very different meaning. Next week, Dimension X brings you a strange story called Dwellers in Silence.
Dimension X is brought to you each week by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of the magazine Astounding Science Fiction. Today, Dimension X has presented Time and Time Again, written for radio by Ernest Kenoy, and the story by H. Beam Piper. Featured in the cast were David Anderson as Alan and Joseph Curtin as his dad. Your host was Norman Rose. Music by Albert Berman. Dimension X is produced by William Welch and directed by Fred Way.
Check, check. Testing 1, 2. Fuck it. That's my cue. I'm here. Do you feel irregular? I certainly do. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's the 17th of September, 2025. It's the future. The future is now, and the future sucks. There went my origamis. Yep. Joey's here. He's staying up all night making origami. Well, he works nights, so staying up all night is not abnormal for him. There you go. But this is the latest one. This is the latest. It's none of the colors touch, is what he says, and it reminds me of a quilt blanket. That's what it reminds me. It reminds me of an old quilt. That's what it reminds me of. It's totally cool though. This is fucking awesome stuff. There we go. And then no more and then. No more and then. Alright, there you go. It's pretty cool stuff. It's pretty cool stuff. Totally. I don't have a hat on. I'm gonna grab a hat. I don't mind being bald. I just figure it's shiny. There we go. I don't even think I brushed my hair this morning. I'm so out of it. Yeah, I'm not sleeping well. But what's new, right? What's new? The new zoo review, that's what's new. I am going to go through, I don't know, the last 3 or 4. I'm going to go through about a month's worth of morning shows to figure out what to put in my video time machine coming up at the end of the month. This month has been so busy with stuff that I really haven't had time to think about putting together a video time machine. I mean, between the napping and the working and the guests and the hosting and the birthdays and whatnot, it's just hectic. The tick is heck. Big time. Tick it a heck. Tick it a heck. Tick it a heck. Totally, eh? Totally. Oh no. I think I just need a lot of coffee. I think that would help me. It's Old Time Radio Wednesday today. So at some point, and it's Viewer's Choice Month, so at some point, let's hear what your favorite show is. This morning we heard one of mine, one of my favorite of all time old time radio shows. And one of my favorite episodes. Little John Hartley. Well, he's Big John Hartley. He's in the war, the next World War, and he's in the Battle of Buffalo, New York. And he's injured close to an atomic bomb. And for some reason, the radiation or the narcotics or whatever send him back in time. In his own body, in his own mind, he's now back in the mind and body of his younger self, right? And there he's trying to change the future so that he doesn't die in that battle. So it's a pretty cool episode. It's pretty cute. I like those where they're here in time and they look back in time, but at the same time they look forward in time, right? Totally. Like them looking forward to see what the president was going to be like in the 60s, right? Who was the president from 1960 on. They didn't know because this is 1955. Actually, this Dimension X was 1950. 1950, right? So there you go. There you go, eh? Excellent, eh? Am I being heard out there? Am I coming through? I don't know. Does it matter? Not really. I'm gonna be here anyway. I'm gonna do what I do. This is just my thing, you know. So I'm gonna be doing this regardless of anybody being there. If the camera wasn't on, I would be sitting here talking to myself, and the show would be happening in my mind, which is where it's happened most of my life. The show in my mind. Now I get to share it. That's the only difference. Because now my inner workings have been revealed. There you go. So let's see, Wednesday. There's going to be no show tomorrow. No show. I'll be doing airport delivery duty. And then I'll be going back in 4 days to do it again. So there you go. There you have it. There it is. Anywho. It's kind of crazy. Totally. Am I looking gaunt? I don't know. Probably. But I won't mention it if you don't. Did I have anything planned for today? No. I didn't plan anything further than waking up and turning shit on. That's it. I do have a special in-studio guest today, off camera and unmiked. Joey is over in the kitchen dining room area making origami, working on another one. It's like he's been doing one every night, one or two every night since he's been here. We go to sleep at a normal time, right? I'm in bed and I'm asleep by between 10 and midnight. I'm not really asleep. You don't dream if you don't really sleep, and I don't really get to sleep, so I don't really dream most nights. If I do, it's a rapid dream. This morning I got up to take a leak, and it was like unbelievable. I'm gonna be waking up in less than an hour and smacking the snooze button, and I gotta get up. Are you kidding me? I gotta get up and take a leak, And that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. You can see through my origami there. Don't know what we're going to do with these. What I think we're going to do is I think we're going to string them up and hang them in my daughter's room from her ceiling. That'll be neat. And I might try to like install a little light or something in one of them. That would be cool. You know what I thought? I mentioned to Joey that what would be really cool is if each time you made one of these enclosed, encapsulated things, that you actually put something inside. Write a note, put a bead, a penny, I don't know, but put something inside of it. Even if it's just a little folded up note, right? Something, you know, good luck and long life or something, right? I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's an actual thing. I just thought that seems cool, right? To give somebody something. Say, here, I made this origami for you. And they keep it forever, not realizing that there's a note inside saying, hey, I love you. Right? That would be so cool. Little secret messages. Ooh, yeah. If you're familiar with old-time radio or old radio in California, you're familiar with Hooya. That would be this here, Hooya, and KMET, 94.7 KMET. Right? My studio's a little messy. See the pictures on the wall back there? My wife's like, would you fix those pictures already? They're gonna fall. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. I can be pretty lazy. But, you know what? When it comes to doing stuff and being in pain, I'll just take the pain, deal with it, and then that's pretty much it. I'm not going to do anything else. I've got the pain, I'm dealing with it, now go away. So when I feel like I have to go do something, I'm like, you know what? I got a note. I got a note from my pain that says, fuck off, he ain't doing nothing today. I can't argue with that. I can't. I cannot argue with the pain. It's pointless most of the time. You can't argue with something that's unchanging, unceasing. It's its own thing. It does not care about you or how you feel or how it makes you feel. All it cares about is existing. I am pain, and I shall remain in your body. That's it. Totally, eh? Totally. Oh no, Jimmy Neutron, eh? My mom says I can't go out today. I got blood in my stool. Ah, jeez. I didn't need to know that. Poor little Carl. I had to ask Joey, because he's 26. So I'm thinking, all right. So he was probably a kid watching these shows, right? So I'm like, dude, what was that show, Johnny something? And he's like, Johnny Bravo? Johnny this? Johnny that? And I'm like, no. Maybe it's not Johnny. And then he says, Jimmy Neutron? And I'm like, dude, that's it. Jimmy fucking Neutron. I loved that show. It's a 2000s show, isn't it? But it's fun. It's a silly, stupid show. I'm like, what's the dog's name? And he's like, Goddard, I think. The kid he's got a memory. He's got a great memory. He makes this origami shit, right, from memory. He's made these things before. And so now he just digs into his brain and pulls it up. Crazy. That's crazy. Which is pretty awesome, because I love me some crazy. It's university today again. Today, I believe the kids are going down to the desert one last time before They get on a plane tomorrow. My daughter did some packing last night. She's going to do some more packing today, and then the final packing early on Thursday morning. She'll be putting the rest of her bathroom toiletry items in her bag, and we'll be hitting the road. So tomorrow I've got to get up pretty early. I think she said we need to get up at around 2 and leave around 4 and be there by 5:15. So there you go. I will be taking these kids there, dumping them off, and then they're on their own. They're on their own. I've never done airport travel before. I've never traveled by air. I don't know any of the particulars, so I won't claim to. I know where to find out where shit is, and that's it, right? But I don't know any of the particulars. They seem to have it all under control. They've gotten the right size carry-ons, the right size liquid bottles. They've done all of the research and the homework, and Joey's been on planes a few times, so he's a little more experienced. Natalie, she was on planes when she was a little girl, so this is almost new to her. But I think they got it worked out. They're flying from here, Palm Springs, out to Chicago, probably have a layover, and they're coming back same way. So that should be fun. My daughter said she's seriously thinking about doing some traveling. So this will tell. This will be the determining factor, right? This will be it. I hope it's a winner. I hope she does find that travel bug. Because it's a nice bug to have. And then maybe we'll figure out how to get her traveling a lot on somebody else's dime, right? Like some kind of a job, or I don't know. You know, there's got to be a way to do a whole lot of travel and make the travel people pay for it. But that'd be a travel agent, a tour guide, somebody who facilitates travel, but not necessarily a tour guide or a travel agent, right? So, because there's all kinds of, you can just create your own business out of thin fucking air, right? Here's an idea, I'm going to turn it into a moneymaker. And then they do. We've got all kinds of crazy moneymaker stuff out here in the desert, right? Where you can just rent a place, and then the money part is that it's not just a place, it's an adventure, right? I was thinking on becoming a super host, where I take my van and I pick people up and drop them off, show them maps and schedules and agendas and stuff, and say, look, this is what's going on in the desert today and tonight and this weekend, right? So let's pick out something, and you know, I'll be your Uber driver, which would be cool because I could pick people up, drop them off for a couple hours, sit in my fucking van, take a nap, right? I get a message from them. All right, I'll be right there, and fucking put your shoes on and go pick people up, right? Totally. That would be kind of fun, right? A little kind of adventure deal. All right, we're going to go to the park, and I'm going to park, and you guys are going to go whoosh, and then meet back here in 2 hours, or an hour, or whatever. You know, all right, go do your photos and come back in half an hour. Totally. There's a lot to do out here, so I was kind of hoping we'd do more with Joey, but it's been kind of hit and miss. So we'll see. Well, I was thinking about going out yesterday, but it didn't happen. And we're kind of off sync, right? We're kind of out of sync because he's a nighttime all-nighter, right? And I'm more of, I'm going to nap here and then be up, and then I'm going to nap here, and then I'm going to be up, and I'm going to nap here, and then I just come full circle or back around. Even when I go to sleep at night, I nap from like 9 or 10 to 12 a little bit, and then I actually hunker down and go to sleep. But for the first part of my in bed at night, it's just pretty much winding down, right? Laying, sitting up, watching TV, listening to TV, closing my eyes, nodding off, getting tired, and then I wake up, and then I'm like, okay, now I can go to sleep. And it's just weird. So I actually do like 2 sleep periods and 1 little mini nap thing right before I go to bed. I've got the weirdest fucking sleeping habits, and I cannot fight it. I just have to go with it. My energy level comes down, and I either have to eat or take a nap, and I usually just go lay down. And then I wake up starving. Last night I got up at 4 p.m. or a little before, and I was like, okay, I gotta eat. The plan was to take a nap and then go to the store. So we did that. And I'm like, all right, while we're out, I'm going to grab something to eat, and then we're going to come back, and then we'll make some dinner, right? And we wound up just getting food, coming back, just getting stuff to make. The idea was to make a ziti bake, and it was like, the kids are like, nah. So I was like, okay, cheeseburgers it is. So we did that. My wife and I had cheeseburgers early at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. And then that was it. I couldn't even eat all of that. But I did snack twice after that, just to try to keep something. And hopefully today I'll have a better opportunity to eat. Being without my teeth is becoming more uncomfortable. My front gums here are sore and tender without my dentures in now. So I'm more likely to put my dentures in. The only bummer is that I can't wear them when I nap, and I almost always nap early in the day. Somewhere around 10 to noon, I will lay down, and I will be down from about noon to 2 or 4, depending on how horrible I feel. And it's just sleep. I'm just tired. My brother said that he was sleepy a lot and tired and stuff, and he went to the doctor, and they found out it was something with his heart. Of course, I know this already about me. I'm sure there's a lot of things wrong with me, and I just don't want to know. I don't want to get started on prescription pills. I don't want to spend time in hospitals. I don't want to go through procedures. I don't want to have people dictate to me things that I should do, right? So my plan is to just try to eat as healthy as possible. And unfortunately, I smoke a lot of marijuana, so that's a big time hit. Big time. I was at the pot shop, the reservation pot shop last night, and somebody said they wanted to quit, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm gonna smoke more. And the girl was like, yeah, right on. And I'm like, yeah, the only bummer is that it's killing me. That's the only bummer about smoking pot, is it's killing me. But so's life, right? So's cancer, so's this, so's that. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna at least spend my last days fucking happy, right? Let's be happy. So, could I be happy not smoking marijuana? Oh yeah, but I'd be eating fists full of pain pills all fucking day. And then just sleeping all day, which is how this started, right? When I first got into this pain thing, It was just eat a bunch of pills and go lay down. And that's what the doctors were telling me to do. Just take some pain pills and lay down. All the time, if you're hurting. Okay. I got to where I was eating more pills than I was food. Right? And I couldn't shit. It just fucks up your system. And I just said, you know what? Antidepressants took me away from my family. Now pain pills are taking... I got off of the antidepressants. And now pain pills are taking me away. I said, fuck this. I went and got a medical marijuana card, started buying a little bit of pot, and dealing with my pain that way. Right? And that was almost 15 years ago. And I haven't taken pain pills since. I haven't even smoked cigarettes since. Yeah. And now I can actually do some work, right? And feel okay. I had a car accident several years ago that knocked me back down a couple of notches, which was a bummer. What are you going to do, you know? What are you going to do? Nothing, natural. Anywho. Right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't bloody well know. Let's see, Craig was here yesterday. A friend of mine stopped by just at the tail end of the show to say hi. What's going on, dude? So maybe what I should do is send him... my phone here. Is my phone charged? No, it's not really charged. Alright. Because what I might do is put him on. If I do get in touch with him at some point this morning, we might do a phone conversation. If at all possible, we might get him on a video chat. He's that kind of guy. He's a funny guy. He does voices, plays music. He's a weird guy like me. He's not bearded, but he's a crazy old, non-bearded, weird guy. And he's pretty cool. I've known him for... almost 30 years. I've known him for almost 30 years. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. A lot of the people that I've known for a long time, I don't get to have a lot of one-on-one with. And that's a bummer, you know. But what are you going to do? It is what it is. Everybody has their own things going on, right? Life is life. It's busy. I'm gonna have to heat up that coffee, and then we're gonna do a bong hit, and then I might send a link to Craig, my friend, and see if he's up for a visit. I'll be back in a flash. Okay, once again, it is Viewer's Choice Month all month long, so it's up to you all to pick out something from the 1970s and 80s, some kind of music. Give me a band from the 70s or 80s, and I'll pick out an album. I can't guarantee I'll have the exact album you're looking for, so pick out a band, something not too obscure from the 70s and 80s, and let me dig into my 8 tracks or records and see if I can pull something out. So there you go. I'm waiting on the irregulars this morning to show up to give me some hints and some clues. Craig, my friend, showed up yesterday at the end of the show, and he swore he was going to come back this morning. And, well, he didn't swear. It was not nice to swear, so don't swear. That's my fucking job. Totally. So the coffee's hot. Bong hits are smoldering. What do y'all want to do? It's Old Time Radio Wednesday today. So we had a little bit of old time radio this morning. Let me see. Let me go ahead and turn that off. Pop this down. Pop that down. Bring this up. Let's see if I can send a link to my friend. Robert Redford has passed away. You know what? I can't say that I'm surprised. I can't say that I'm hurt, right? By the death of old people, right? It's a bummer, but man, did he have a great fucking life or what, right? Good on him, you know. For people who last that long and do so much and have so many accomplishments, I'm like, this is when we celebrate, right? We celebrate the hell out of that person. What am I going to do right now? I am probably going to spend the weekend or my evenings like I usually do, finding something from Robert Redford to get into. You know what one of my favorite Robert Redford movies is? Sneakers. Ensemble cast, right? That is a great fucking movie. Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix, Sidney Poitier, right? Robert Redford. It's a great fucking movie. Sneakers. It's fucking awesome sauce. Yeah, baby. Alright, so let's see. Share. Sunny. We're going to copy this link. And then we're going to go to Facebook. And I am going to go to my friend's Messenger. And I don't see him on. So I will send him a message. Oh, look, my brother is on right now. He doesn't watch the show, and he doesn't call, so I doubt he even knows I'm here. Let's see. There he is. Let's pop Craig here. Belch. And paste. Well, there we go. And then I'll just type in good morning. There, take that. Sent. Let's see what that does. All right. More events. No, we can get rid of that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's that. We have it open, so if he responds, we can see it. And then if he calls, we can pipe him through. It's easy if he calls on the computer, because it's all mixed in. If he does my telephone, I'll just turn it up and we can hear him through the microphone. So either way, it'll work. Hopefully, he'll get my little message there, and at least turn the show on. So good morning. Totally. Also, we got hot coffee. We're gonna do another bong in here. So cover me. Anybody? Everybody? Somebody? Sheesh. Album of the day. We need a 1970s or earlier band or artist, and we'll dig up an album of the day. So there you go. Otherwise, let's talk old-time radio. Totally. Yeah, I get lost in my own weirdness here. The calluses on my fingers is starting to get weird again. So, pull this off of here. Oi, mate. Anywho, good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Totally, man. Totally, man. I guess I better go see if I have to rescue a dog from the bedroom. I'll be right back. I'm back, baby. Okay. I guess it's Viewers' Choice Month. It's going to be a pretty slim month, right? You got to have viewers to have a viewer's choice. Let's see. Don't tangle up the headphones in the guitar. Whatever you do, don't tangle shit up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Radio was big when I was a kid. It's not so big anymore. Kids don't spend time listening to the radio anymore. They listen to whatever they want. They pipe the shit in directly from their phones. They don't even have MP3 players anymore. Everything just comes right through their phone. Everything is right there. So they're constantly streaming stuff, listening to downloaded music. It's all right there. there's really no need for radio anymore. There's no need for television anymore either. So those two big things, even the theaters, there's no real need for theaters anymore either. And that was it. That was my youth. That was when we were young. That was it. It was TV, radio, and the theater. Anything that you were doing kind of involved one or all of those. And the radio, we don't even listen to the radio anymore. There's no reason to. We used to be all about our station, you know. What do you listen to? I'm KMET, well, I'm KLOS, I'm KROQ, man. I'm KNAX. No, that's not right. Is that it? KNAX? That's 1070. There were a lot of weird radio stations back in the 70s and 80s. They would pop up and be gone. I mean, even KMET, our favorite radio station from back then, it had less than 20-year lifespan. Right? Wow. KCAL. No, that's TV. I'm bad at these. It was all about the one radio station for me. When that died, I switched over to another one and then stayed with that one until I just walked away from radio. I walked away from music. Just said, fuck it. This shit sucks. Yeah, everything changed. And then after everything changed, it just faded away. How long is radio going to be there? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like TV. There used to be 3 channels on TV. I remember, well, I wasn't there, but there used to be like 2 or 3 channels on the radio too. That was it. Hey, good morning. Crazy, cheers. Crazy, you know. So it's Old Time Radio Wednesday. Let's party. Let me load up a bong hit here. We haven't yet picked out a album of the day. So if you've got an idea for a 1970s, 80s band or artist, we'll see if we can't dig something up. Totally. Totally. Oh my gosh. Totally. And it's Old Time Radio Wednesday. So we're just talking old time radio. Your favorite old radio station. Maybe perhaps one that's no longer around. Radio stations do come and go. They change hands. They get sold. They change formats. All kinds of shit happens. All right, cover me. I'm going in. What about Beach Boys? Pet Sounds. Got it. Alright, Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, WW. This one is from 19 something something. I'm going to say 1960 something because this is a 2016 remaster. More than likely I got this from Walmart. Yeah. Pet Sound. This is the one that the Beatles heard, I believe, and they heard this and they thought, well, this is interesting. Let's do something to complement that, and then they did. And I can't remember what it is. If I knew the year of that, I would probably be able to figure it out. Oh, really? Where was your Tower Records at? My Tower Records was on Sunset in Hollywood. That's the one that we went to. And then eventually there were ones near us. But back in the day, that was That was it. Sunset Strip. The first one in Southern California. The original one, the original Tower Records was in the Tower Theater building next to the Tower Pharmacy. In fact, it was inside the pharmacy as just a little booth, and then it took over, and then it became, then he took it and made a store downtown in I believe San Francisco. And it kind of grew in that area first, and then they opened up a store down in Hollywood on Sunset. And the neat thing about the Sunset Strip store is that it was built by the employees. They had the architecture design it, and then they used the employees that were going to work in the store. They contracted the work to the employees. So employees are picking up hammers and shit and building this thing, which was really, really cool. And then he let the owner let the employees run it, right? In fact, I talked about this on a little show that I did, out buying a crazy old weird bearded guy out buying records and stuff. So I did a little first episode, a pilot episode of that. Unfortunately, it didn't get picked up for a full season. It kind of got turned into this. But that one episode, I talk a lot about Tower Records, the original, and the fact that there is still a Tower Records in Japan, its own entity, and it's still there, and it's a huge. In fact, Joey got me a shirt, a Tatsuro Yamashita shirt that actually says Tower Records on the pocket, which is really cool. Really cool. I don't have peaches. We don't have peaches around here. No. We, I don't know what we have. We don't have any record stores out here now, per se, other than private record stores and places like Barnes and Noble, right? We don't have, like, licorice pizza used to be a big thing. Yeah, Joey's still here. He's over in the kitchen making origami. This is the latest one that he made the other day. This is a pretty cool one. Oh, where is it? There we are. This one is, I call it a quilt, like a quilt blanket, because it's just got all these cool little, all the different ones. So these little cards are square cards about this big, and it's just a book of them, and he just takes them and folds, 30 up this way and 30 up this way, and then he just combines them all. It's madness. Amoeba. Yes, we have Amoeba records. Yes, that is one for sure that is everywhere, and the nearest one, of course, is on Sunset, or is it Hollywood? It's in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard. Let's see. There we go. Amoeba music. And Amoeba music. So there you go. Yes. Berkeley, San Francisco, Hollywood. And this one is Hollywood. Peace Through Music. There you go. Amoeba. Yeah, it's really neat, this stuff, because I can't. I mean, eventually, I guess if I had time and patience to sit and do something like that, I probably could learn it. But I've been fiddling around with the guitar since I was 15 years old, and I still don't know how to play, right? I still don't. I just pick it up and goof, right? Because I just don't put the time and the effort into it. No patience, really. Maybe on my deathbed, right? Don't! Hey, I got plenty of time now. No. That's not how that works. Well, I mean, yeah, afterwards. Plenty of time then. What's in my bag? No, I've never heard of that. Let me write that down. Amoeba. Oh, jeez, it's a long hair. Get out of here, my hair. Mine hair? Amoeba. Amoeba. records, and what's in my bag. I went there and obviously have the stickers, and I picked up a new album. I picked up a new Ben Harper and maybe a new Lucas Nelson album, and then I picked up a stack of 8-track tapes that they had there. They had a bunch of 8-tracks, so I picked out a few and bought those. Usually when I go to a place and I see 8-track tapes, if they're cheap, I buy them all. If they're going for like $2 or $3 or $4 each, I just pick out the ones that I think are worth more than that. Usually I lose if I do it that way. If I can pick them up for 50 cents to $1 each, I'll buy all of them, right? That's just the way it is. All right, that's right. We're partying. I got to keep up with the bong hits here. Yeah, don't really have much going. Well, I guess we do. We've got to go do a house today at around 11. And we got to take my van because the kids will be in the little car. So, and then we got to kind of shuffle that garage around because we got to do a garage sale soon. They get known musicians, artists to pick out some of their favorite music, and then they talk about it and say why they like it. That's great. That is awesome. That sounds like a show. That sounds like something I wanted to do. But you gotta have this right here. You gotta have the input and the back and forth to be able to do a show like that. And I don't get enough of that regularly, which is why I started just kind of adding it into the live show. So that way it's always here, and then we can have back and forth when somebody is here and wants to do some back and forth about it, right? So that's why most of the little programs that I was going to do as episodes in their own turned into elements of my live show, because it just became easier to just do my show thematically every day, and not have to do sit and record an episode and create an episode of out buying records and stuff, or let's go to the movies, or listening to the radio, that kind of stuff. Now I can just add it into my morning mix, right? It's not as creative, it's not as flamboyant, but at least I'm killing a lot of birds with that one stoned. Did I say stoned? I did. Good morning. Totally. It's been on for like 10 years. Wow, that's going to be a great show to just put on and binge watch, right? Great. It's great. That's just great. So, the last couple of days I started watching that Netflix documentary on Vietnam. I want to say The Turning Point. It's a series, and they do different turning points in American history. But at first of all, I was amazed that a lot of the people behind the producing and the creating of this are women, which is pretty cool. And then that kind of almost explains the slant on the story itself that they're giving us about the Vietnam War. And I'm learning a lot that I did not know about the Vietnam War, the American War in Vietnam, as it should be known, because Americans saw it as the Vietnam War. When you go to Vietnam, they said it was the American War, because that's all that it was. We never needed to go to Vietnam. We went to Vietnam basically because one guy evaluated a thing and thought we should go there. And that was it. And that's how by us being there, we pretty much created the situation that happened, right? If we had just left it alone, the two sides would have worked it out, right? And we didn't do that. We just kept fucking with it and fucking with it and fucking with it. And then finally it pushed back, and then we really got involved. How dare you push back? And it was just complete arrogance on the part of America and America's government that created that whole situation. Yeah, that sounds like a great show. I'm gonna have to check that out. I have to put it into my mix on the channel there so I can bring it up. Bringing it up. Totally. Well, let me go here. Uh-huh. Totally. Golf. That's funny. Oh, mon. Yeah. There we go. Let's see a little bit of conscription. A little bit of conscription there. Yeah. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. Alright, well, I'm going to grab the first one here because he is one of my favorite comedians. So, let me go this one. And let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Uh-huh. The Dwarf on Golf. Yeah, I think I have some of those on VHS out in my boxes of VHS tapes. Right? Crazy stuff, man. Crazy fucking stuff, man. Yeah. I love Tim Conway. His son, Tim Conway Jr., does a AM radio show. Or at least he did, but last time I listened to AM radio, he was on and he had his own kind of a talk show type thing. Let's see, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that, and this. Oh man, I got the wrong. It didn't work. Oh, there we go. Is that right? Yeah. Amoeba. There you go. And there is a link to one of the episodes of What's in My Bag, Amoeba Records. It's totally, yeah. It's totally, man. Good to do it. Good to do it. We're gonna do it, gonna do it, gonna do it, gonna. All right, here you go. Do it, 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 do it. There we go. There's some Dorf on golf as well. Yep, totally. Yeah, see, spread the love. And I just subscribed. So there you go. It's good to go places. What is it going to cost you? It's not going to cost you anything to subscribe to somebody, right? So there you go. So anytime I can, I try to, pay a little respect and subscribe to someone who's providing stuff for the show. Even they don't even know it. You went to a show last night here in Asheville, North Carolina. Animal Collective, kind of crazy band, huh? Animal Collective. There's a lot of collective bands. I've been hearing that word a lot when hearing the name of a band, something collective. There's always one in the mix. I'm sure if I go find one of my local concert shirts from out here, I'll find a somebody collective on it. Like, I would be like the Sunny Day Collective. Sunshine Daydream. Yeah, totally. What's that one? Walking on Sunshine. Whoa. There's another good one. The Brady Bunch does a Sunshine song, right? That's one of my favorites there, the Brady Bunch Sunshine song. That coffee's gonna need some heat, man. Is a collective. Well, we are, right? I'd say a collective is good. We're not really we're more like a family, right? People people in the family we don't talk to, people we shun in the family, it's that whole side of the family we don't talk to, That's pretty much almost like that. We're a family, we got distant cousins and relatives. We're all pretty much just brothers and sisters. That's it. Genetically, we can work our way back to the same mother and father way back a long time ago. So what the hell, right? If that's the case, if we all sprang from one origin, then we're fucking related. At some point, it all goes back, the human family, we all go back to the same, and why not the same, drop of piss in a pond that created that little amoeba, right? That little thing that started life, that grew an eyeball and then turned into a little fish and then got up on shore and then grew legs and wings and went, rah! And then grew a brain big enough. So we're all fucking related to that. The first monkeys, come on. And even if we were implanted here by a deity or an alien or other, who the fuck knows? And even if we're still all related back to that. If that's our origin, then we all go back to that. So everybody needs to get on board with that. You hurt somebody over here, and you're just hurting yourself. You're just hurting family. You're just hurting your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. Why can't we just all get along? Rodney King. Exactly. I was watching this part of that Vietnam documentary, and it's like, oh shit, they got to 1968. And 1968 was the biggest tragedy of the war. There was the most deaths of the war on all sides, especially ours. And people were dying everywhere. They were dying in our own country. The race riots were crazy. Not Rodney King, but Martin Luther King Jr. died. Robert Kennedy died. Freedom died. Peace died. So much stuff happened in 1968. The turmoil was just crazy. And being from that year, I feel it. Here comes a dark silhouette. Then I'll have proof that Joey's actually here. There you go. Uh-oh. He's right. This one is way complicated. That is crazy. All right, people, take a look at this one. Here's a new origami. It's orgasmic origami. This one is It's got a hole in the center. It's got like a little black hole or spiral or something. That's wow. You just lose yourself in this shit. You just lose yourself, man. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. Yep, summer 68, summer of love, right? I don't know about all that. I was born in the summer of love, and I didn't feel the love. I didn't feel the love. I believe I was born and sent right into a foster home because I was unwanted. And then from there, you know, confused the rest of my life. But it all started in 68 for me. And it was a hell of a year. And my father had just gotten out that year, I believe, at the beginning of the year. Left Vietnam and went to Northern California and spent the rest of his time in the service as an MP, where they were holding American prisoners, guys that would get into fights in bars and that kind of shit, those kind of guys. So they would just be looking after those guys. You know, taking a few bucks here and there to bring in cigarettes and cheeseburgers and that kind of shit. Hey, Joey, are you there? WW was asking how long it takes to make one of those. 3 to 5 hours, he says. Wow, I think this was more closer to 5 hours. So this is one of the more tougher ones. So this is probably about 3 to 5 hours. Probably, gosh, it would take me a week, really. This would be a hell of a way to wrap a present, right? Put a wedding ring in here, or not a wedding ring. You know, you want to put that on, but some kind of earrings or diamond necklace or something. Ooh, what's in here, honey? Right? Car keys, baby. Shut up. These are a ball, man. These things are a fucking ball. This is... It's neat to think of what you could probably do with these, right? Yeah. I got up a couple of times this morning to go take a leak, and he was out here working. And he was out here working in the middle of the night. It's not that he has insomnia, but he's a night shift guy. He works nights, so he's just up at night. And I will specify that I'm the only one in my household or in the house ever that smokes marijuana or does any kind of drugs. The rest of my family, including Joey, they're non-participants in my vices and endeavors. What's CMC mean on your hat? Copper Mountain College. It is the local college out here. When the sun comes up in the morning, about a couple of miles down the road on the hillside, the sun shines off of the copper roofs of the college just down the road. I didn't graduate, but I attended there for 2.5 years after my neck injury. And my daughter graduated from there and transferred from there to the university. So it's our local college. It's a great little college. You can transfer from there to anywhere in San Bernardino, but also into Riverside, because we're right on the border of Riverside. We've got several colleges and university satellite campuses down in the desert area, the Palm Springs desert area, which they call the Coachella Valley. I'm sure you've heard of Coachella. So there's a lot going on out here. There's a lot to do, and there's a lot to do for yourself. Liberal arts school or trade school or what? No, it's just a regular community college. And then she went from there, transferred with she actually transferred with 3 degrees. A transfer degree for a 4-year bachelor's degree. So she's going to graduate bachelor's degree at the end of this school year. But she also graduated with liberal arts degree and an associate of arts degree because she was able to earn the units for all of those classes that got her those 3 degrees. So she did that, and she parlayed that into a bachelor's degree that she's working on now at San Bernardino, and that would be this one here. This would be California State University, San Bernardino, Palm Desert campus. And she's able to graduate from that satellite campus and get her bachelor's degree. So from there, I don't know what. She doesn't know what. She doesn't really. We're not focused on that. We're focused on the now. Anything she does now for herself to make herself better is going to take care of the future. So focus on the now. Don't worry about all that. Don't stress yourself out thinking, well, I'm aiming for that and I have to do. No, fuck that. Just get your bachelor's. Once you're done with that, if you want to do something that's completely, well, that's fine. You got a bachelor's degree. That's what they want. Somebody who can stick to it. Spend all the time in grade school and then finish high school and then go to college and then go to university. That's what they want. Someone who does their shit, takes care of it. You have a BA in history from College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina, on the coast. Beautiful town, great school. Awesome. I would probably get a degree in, some kind of ridiculous, obscure, something that you could never really use anywhere, right? But at least it would be a degree. It would be something weird, the history of fingernail biting, really. Now you can take classes in Star Wars and Jedis and stuff, and that's like, what? Yeah, I don't know about all that. All right, I'm going in. I'm going in. Bloody hell. Well, good on you, mate. I've probably got about 5 or 6 years of college in me. Never graduated high school. I went to some trade schools. So, basket weaving. There you go. That would be me. I did a couple of trade schools, and I went to college a couple of times. But it wasn't really about the degree. It was about keeping busy, doing something, filling my head with shit. But it was fun. Basket weaving. Yeah, and how to twiddle your fingers and thumbs and toes, right? Totally. Slipping into darkness. Yeah. Totally. Well, no word yet from my friend. I sent him a message. But he probably ain't awake yet. He ain't awake. It's too early. Are you cooking? Oh my God, is my brain hurting? I have to go see if I bumped the stove. Okay. All right. So we got Pet Sounds as our record for the day. That's what all the football, basketball players major in. Clemson? At Clemson? War? Slipping into darkness. Oh yeah, I love that. I love me some war. I love me some war. I've probably got a few 8-tracks, some war 8-tracks. What I need to do is pick up an LP, a new LP of their best of, because I used to have that cassette and I would just listen to the hell out of it. Munchies. Munchies, dude. Actually, Joey's the only one that's eaten anything this morning. He was eating on a muffin earlier when I got up. And I'm like, I can't. I got to finish my coffee. And then I'll probably have some cereal at some time in the next couple of hours. Right? Oh, man, it's after 6 already? That's crazy. I don't know what's going on this morning. I guess I'm just going to stay on here until the house starts to wake up. I don't think my wife and I have anything to do until about 11, so she may not be up till 8. I think we were up late last night, but I always stay up late, and then a lot of times she'll just be passed out next to me for like 2 hours, you know, before I'm even out, or before I can even attempt to go out. Yeah, why can't we be friends? I don't know, man. It's so easy. It's a lot harder to be enemies than it is to be friends, right? I never could understand that. I never could understand why people would put so much energy into hating me when I was young. When I was just a grubby little kid, it was because I was different, because I was dirty, because I was snot-nosed, because my hair was tangled and matted with big, nasty, like, mats, really, you know? And, like, I'm in a family, right, where the girl in the family gets her hair brushed and they put little ribbons and stuff, right? And yet the boy in the family with the same length of hair doesn't get a brush taken to him at all, most days. Most days, so that I wind up with these giant mats that are like, almost like dreadlocks. As a kid, I had these, like I was a mangy dog, right? And that's how I looked like, and that's how I felt as a kid, right? Like a dog. No better than a dog, right? And that's horrible. I love dogs. That's, you know, maybe that's why. Oh, now you just keep getting right into it. Cisco Kid. Hey, Cisco. I'm telling you, man. That's a great album. The best of. It's just got all the good shit on it. Totally. Totally, eh? Totally. Totally, 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 totally. Mm-hmm. Just poking around here. Oh, yeah. War's Greatest Hits 2.0. Sure. Sure. Let's see. Sure. Sure. Share. Copy. Go here. Paste. Entrez-vous. Or Greatest Hits 2.0. That's it. Boom. Bada boom, baby. The World as a Ghetto. No, I might have it on 8-track. I've got a lot of stuff I haven't gone through in forever. And now I have 2 working 8-track players. So, yeah, I'm going to have to start digging stuff up. Man, I still got heartburn from last night. Last night I had for dinner I had a cheeseburger around like 5. And then I had a little one of those little lemon pies, you know, Hostess lemon pie type things. And then right before I went to bed, stupid me, I had a big glass of milk and a muffin. And it stayed with me all night long, and now it's still here. Four Cornered Room, great song by War. Awesome. So there we go. There's some War on that link there. Yeah, baby. I remember listening to War a lot back in the 70s. I remember listening to a lot on the radio or just walking down the street. when we spent a lot of time in the Compton area, Compton, Watts, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to see if I can dig up some war. Dig up some wool. But it was always playing, you know, and I just always remember hearing that music, and it was different, you know. War was a different kind of music. Really, all of their songs were just a little off, you know, a little off the norm. And then when they got together with Eric Burdon, that was a little weird, right? Because he was weird enough, Eric Burdon and the Animals, and then as Eric Burdon in War. I mean, come on, that is just twisted right there. That's some twisted shit. Right? War actually has been out here playing a couple of times at the casino. Good God, y'all. Now, who did that song? Who did that song? War. Huh. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Yeah. Didn't Tom Jones do that once? Uh-huh. No. Let's see, trying to find it. 1970 Edwin Starr, okay. Let's see if we can. Edwin Starr. There we go. And there's a video. An actual video from 1969. Huh. Wow. Must be pre-album or something. Let's see what that looks like, right? Just do a little paste-a-rooney in there. Boom. Beady bang bang. Oh, Axel. 19. Huh? 19. This one says 69. So I'm going to go with that. Yeah, because I can do that, yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go. Well, there's a little video there. There you are. Oh, it got cold. Ew. Ew, it got cold. I got to go eat it up. I want to go eat it up. Remind me to turn the mic on when I get back, alright? And pack that bong. I'm back, baby. I turned the mic on. Thank you. Thank you. The coffee is hot. It's hot. Let me go ahead and make note of pet sounds. There we go. And let's open up this TV guide to Wednesday and see what's on Wednesday in 1978, September 20th. Nice. Ooh, it's a good night for prime time. Let's see. At 7, we have World of Disney, Donald Duck Quacks Up. Features Professor Ludwig von Drake as a child psychologist. Oh, nice. Dealing with Huey, Louie, and Dewey, a 1961 show. Wow. And then let's see, Sha Na Na at 7:30. The Shirleys perform Will You Love Me Tomorrow? And Sha Na Na does Teen Angel and Cheek to Cheek. Wow. That's great. I love me some Sha Na Na. I don't see any Hollywood squares, so there you go. At 8 o'clock, Destination America. Blacks, immigrants, and descendants of immigrants from many nations examine the validity of the melting pot metaphor for American society. Yeah, we shouldn't look at that today. Boy, would that fuck with people's heads. Totally. Do you have any albums by The Police or Sting? Yes. I have that first Police, the one with the triangle thing on it. What's Ugaga Muga Tuga or something? Umakachaga? I don't remember what it's called. Howard the Duck. One of my favorite movies. My wife is like, why do you watch that? Because it's Howard the Duck. It's a George Lucas movie. Come on. He produced this thing. The same guy who did Willow. Come on. He produced Willow. He wrote the story. I mean, come on. Come on. It's a great fucking deal. It's awesome. Also at 8, Dick Clark Variety. And he's got Rick Nelson, Christy, and Jimmy McNichol. I love those kids. The LA Rams. Stuntman Dar Robinson performs on 2 trampolines each, suspended from a helicopter. What? And Paul Williams and Doc Severinsen lead an all-star band in Roll Over Beethoven. Wow. Frankie Avalon, Bo Diddley, Seals and Croft, Chuck Berry, Billy Preston, Johnny Rivers, Junior Walker, Marvin Hamlish. Wow. Eddie Money. That sounds fucking great. I wish I could watch that. Let's see if I can find up some Dick Clark Variety stuff. '78. Let's see what we get. Howard the Duck. I love the fact that in that movie, the girl, I can't remember her name right offhand, the girl in the movie is actually doing the singing in that. They put together that girl group actually and made them do the music for that. So she's really singing those songs. I don't know if they're really playing those instruments, but she's really singing those songs. What's her name? Jennifer? It's not Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's the other one. Yeah. Jeffersons, their 5th season. Echoes of Silver. That's about a silver mine guy. 8 is Enough. There you go. Live from Lincoln Center. Movie The Snake Pit, 1948, at 8:30. In the Beginning, it's a debut, a battle of the sexes between celebrities. is joined when stodgy... Oh, it's just a McLean Stevenson vehicle here. More live from Lincoln Center. Julie, a salute to Hollywood. Julie Andrews. There you go. And they got Jack Cassidy, Ken Berry, Rich Little, Alice Ghostly. Ken Berry, he's a fun guy. Conclusion of Airport 77. It's not that long a movie. The fact that they have to gouge you with that many commercials is crazy. Are You in the House Alone? 1978 scary movie. Ooh. Ooh. With a bunch of nobodies in it. Dennis Quaid's in it. But that's it. He's kind of down on the cast, so he's probably nobody special in this in 1978. Vegas, Robert Urich, debut. Merv Griffin from Las Vegas. Ooh, Joan Rivers, Bert Convy. Best of Groucho. 10:30, Hogan's Heroes. What do we got? Anything good? Joe Namath is on Johnny Carson. And at 1 we have Tomorrow with Tom Snyder, and he's doing the Forum on Advertising Industry. Boy, did they get us, right? That is the TV guide for the week of September 16th through the 22nd, 1978. And we'll finish that out this week. Now, I won't be here tomorrow. Dar Robinson was the greatest stuntman to ever live. Yes, I believe I have seen that doc made about him. If it's an older documentary, yes. If it's a newer one, no. But yeah, Rich, thank you for reminding me. I should write that down too. Dar Robinson. I watched a lot of stuff about him. I believe he was a California transplant, in that he was from someplace else, but he spent a lot of time here in California because of his work. Yeah, totally. Big influence on stuntmen in general. Yeah, Tom Snyder, he was one of those guys, gray hair, big eyebrows, you know, used to sit and look right at the camera and talk and puff those big fucking cigarettes, and it was pretty cool. They used to make fun of him a lot. Dan Aykroyd on Saturday Night Live. Before it was referred to as SNL, it was Saturday Night Live. Period. Just like Kentucky Fried Chicken before the admin turned it into KFC. Totally. Sometimes shit changes and it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, he did a long form interview show, and I love the fact that it wasn't it live? Wasn't it? And people are always commenting about, wow, it's weird being here this early in the morning, you know, because it was 1 a.m. over here. That means that it was what, like 4 a.m. over there or something, you know, on the East Coast. But yeah, it used to come on pretty late. That dark set, it was just a black set with some furniture up on a little platform, right? And a lot of cigarette smoke. He had a lot of great guests, from actors to astronauts. I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of great people. Totally, man. Totally good stuff. Why not? Let's see if we can't find us some Tom Snyder, too. Some snide. Tomorrow. Totally. Good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, like I keep saying, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm doing airport duty tomorrow, so you won't see me. Like you won't see... You probably won't ever see Joey. I'm not going to force anybody to be on camera. That's just the way it is. So there you go. And That's it. I got to do airport duty, so I won't be here. Arr. I will be here in spirit. Oh, okay. Yeah, then it was the same. So it was a recorded program. It was probably live on the East Coast and then recorded and aired on the West Coast at the same time slot. I think that's the way it worked. Just like Saturday Night Live. It aired live over there, but over here it was the taped version. Yeah. Totally, eh? Whereas if it was live over here, it was usually live over here early so that it could be prime time or closer to prime time on the East Coast, right? Is it a dog? I have to check if it's a dog. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I believe he was filmed in New York. I mean, if it was... Yeah, because it was out here at 1 a.m. And if it was out there at 1 a.m., then we probably, like most, got the recorded version. And they really made fun of it. And I think Tom Snyder was on Saturday Night Live at some point because he was being made fun of. So he came on and fucked with them. And then, of course, they had a lot of people on their show. And I believe they were, that it was a lot of New York guests on his show. Because that was easy. The Kiss on Tom Snyder. There's one that is just great where, who was it? Peter Criss and Ace Frehley are just blowing it. And Gene Simmons is just getting furious because he wants to control the narrative and they're not letting him. They're just being goofballs. Let's see if I can find that. Tom Snyder. There you go. Kiss interview, Tom Snyder. Complete. There it is. 32 minutes long. It is hilarious. Ace is hilarious in this. If you get a chance, watch it. Save it. Do what you got to do. Yeah, watch that. It's hilarious if you haven't seen it. Yeah, okay, great. Then I hope somebody gets this and watches it. Somebody who hasn't seen it, because it's fucking great. And it's right around the time that they're doing their Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park, which was really big out here in California because it was filmed at the Six Flags Magic Mountain up here in California, and it was a big deal. It was right after they introduced the looping roller coaster, the American Revolution. And they released that. They opened that in 1976, of course, for the bicentennial of the American Revolution. And then they did the Phantom of the Park like the next year, and then it was on TV, and it was a huge thing. We go back to the hotel with the ladies and do the encores. Yeah, Peter and Ace were just hilarious in that, and of course Gene's reactions. Yeah, his fucking, how he's trying to stay so serious and be that demon guy, you know, be that character, and has got the makeup on, so he's trying to stay in character, and they're just all over the place, and they're so wasted. They should have had their own sitcom. And then the fact in the cartoons they were just they just kept, you know, treating them like little kids in the little animated version. Anytime they went to animation, they were just treated like kids. But those two, Peter and Ace, really would have made a funny little side show, like sitcom, right? Like 2 seasons of these guys live in an apartment in New York or New Jersey or somewhere, right? That would have been hilarious. And they allude to going out and playing, you know, and touring and stuff, but we never see it. We just see their kind of home life, right? Sharing an apartment together, getting into doing weird antics and stuff. Oh, that would have been hilarious. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Totally. Ah, jeez. Working on another origami over there. Arg. And me, I'm working on another bong hit, because that's what I'm doing. We're getting to the top of the hour, and we're just gonna go until the house starts waking up. It could be soon. It could be in an hour. Ace was always wasted. Yeah, in fact, you see videos of him now cruising around, getting shuffled to different shows and stuff, and he still just looks fucking aced, man. Yep. It's great, man. You know, you got one life. If you want to spend it being wasted to be happy, fucking go for it, you know. Yeah. What the hell? What the hell? That's why Jerry was buzzed all the time, you know. Because he just said he just wanted to be happy, man. He was just here to be happy. It's his life. He wants to be happy, make it a happy life, you know. Mr. Spaceman, Space Ace, yeah. Kiss Me to the Phantom of the Park. That is just such a bizarre flick. Anthony Zerbe is in that as the bad guy. And then there's a Kiss, goes up against Kiss, the robots, right? And that's weird. Fighting themselves. And then the fact that the real Kiss has superpowers, right? And they need these talismans to keep their superpowers. Yeah, exactly, you know. And I think that's what these two guys were, Peter and Ace. They were just all about having fun, you know. They weren't trying to have fun at the expense of Gene all the time, but they just wanted to have fun, you know. And I think Gene just was totally in that boss role that he could not shake. He could not just say, okay, look, now I'm not the boss, let's have fun. Okay, you know, every once in a while I got to put on the boss hat and have boss conversations with people. And he couldn't do that. He was always in charge. Could never ease up, you know. At least that's what I saw, and that's what I still see in him. And I think it just has a lot to do with who he is and how he was raised. And I kind of see in him that he was somebody who could very easily put money first and friendship second. Friendship on the back burner. This friendship is going to cost me money, you're gone. You know? When Kiss took off their masks, when Kiss changed the lineup, when they went headlong into the 80s, I was done with them. I really was. You know, Rock and Roll Over, Dress to Kill, the early stuff. That's what I loved about Kiss. And those solo albums, right? That was really bitchin'. That was really bitchin'. I've got Ace and Peter, Ace and Gene. I've got 2 of them on 8-track. I'd like to get the others and finish off my Kiss collection on 8-track. The only album I have from Kiss is an unopened copy of The Elder, the soundtrack to an animated movie that never got made. So I've never opened it, I've never heard it, I've never looked it up, and I've never listened anywhere. I'll look it up without makeup. Yeah, they licked off the makeup. Here, you lick me and I'll lick you, and now look, we're clean. Like cats. Yeah, you know what? No. That's when my sister got into Kiss. Ooh, look at them. I was like, nah, I'm done. Of course, they went back and forth with the makeup and no makeup, and it was like, you know what? It's all just a scam. You know, their makeup, their music changed completely when they entered into the MTV phase, just like everybody else. You know, even the Eagles fucking changed, right? Even members of the Eagles, their music changed to fit MTV. Everybody did. And I fell out of like with a lot of those artists just because they went in a different direction. Just like by the 90s, I was completely pushing guys' music aside because it was like, nah, things are going different. Or they're trying real hard to stay the same. You know, I love me some Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, but they tried real hard to stay the same, so they just, like, Maiden just came up with a formula, and so each album is just kind of built around a formula. Here's the formula, create the album using these elements of a formula, so you always get the same sounding album, which is okay, but I got burned out on it, you know. I'd love to go see Iron Maiden, but I'm not going to buy a bunch of albums and listen to a bunch of stuff anymore. Unless it's old stuff, because the old stuff is a link to my past, and I can't find myself in the newer stuff, post-80s. So I don't try. So I just don't try. I just kind of stay where I feel comfortable, and that's music in the 70s and 80s and earlier. And that's just the way it is. You know. All these origamis, man. There's some in my daughter's room. So, yeah. Weird. I'm thinking, like, put like a little bead and then a big fat bead and then a couple of little things at the top here and then a string and then hang it. Right? And then kind of do that with a few of these. Like we could run a string through it like that. That's bitchin'. It's bitchin'. Yeah, that's cool. That's totally cool. I can't do that. Somewhere in Time. Yes. I do have all of the Iron Maiden from Iron Maiden up to the last one they did in the 80s. Was that Somewhere in Time? because that's my era. That's my maiden era, the 80s. They started in the 80s, and then by the time they got to the end of the 80s, I had moved on into another world, right? And was really no longer listening to music intentionally. It was a side thing. It was like whatever's on the radio. And then I got burned out on what was on the radio, so I just gave it up completely. But that was one of my favorite albums. And that's where they started to really solidify their formula, was in those late 80s albums. And then people started to come in and out of groups. Like Bruce Dickinson went off and did his own thing. And then came back. And then Rob Halford went off and did his own thing and came back, right? And that was like, whoa, two of my favorite groups switched vocalists, which was really weird for me to take in. So it was easier for me to just step back and say, okay, I'm done with that. I tried out both albums. Bruce Dickinson album, that solo stuff was okay. I could not get into the Rob Halford solo stuff. It was too hard. It was too heavy. And by then, I had started to fall out of the heavy stuff. I was into it for a couple of years when I was young, but when things started to turn really into heavy metal, thrash metal, speed metal, that kind of stuff, once again, I just said, not for me, and I walked away. I love music. But for decades, I could not find myself in it. So I just left it alone. I didn't hate it. I wasn't out there going, oh man, I hate this group, turn them off. I didn't hear it. I didn't care. You know, a few times I found some things that I liked and I dabbled in it, but mostly it was the past. Mostly. Whoa. 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 I don't know what to do on Friday. What date now? The house is going to be pretty quiet on Friday. And I'm sure my wife will have something to get up early and go do. But I may just stay live on Friday for a couple of extra hours. Because I won't be here tomorrow. And maybe I will open up this 8-track player here and clean it and test it, because I've inspected it and tested the functionality of the motor, but I haven't turned it on and listened to it, because I need to clean everything really good first so it doesn't eat a tape. So we'll do that. We'll put in my test tape, which is a really good copy of Chicago 9, the greatest hits one, because I have so many copies of that. I like to use a really good copy for my tests. So that's one that I have a number of. You know, that's what I thought. I thought it'd be really neat to put a little light inside, but my only thing is how to turn it on and off, right? Because you could just suspend something inside of there, but how do you get to it to turn it on and off? Do you just put it in there and turn it on, and then once in a while it goes and has a burst of light, right? And then fades down to nothing. And have it just get something that every, hour or something, it just goes and goes through a little light show and then fades away for an hour. and then does it again. So it doesn't use a lot of juice, but it does it on a regular schedule. I can't program lights, so I don't know. But that would be neat. Something inside of there. Or take something like this that is hollow and build it around an actual sphere that's the same side as the interior dimension, right? That would look cool. That would probably be very difficult to get it to go around it and to finish it, because there would be no play in it at all. You wouldn't be able to push it in, really, to do any kind of adjustments. That would be weird, huh? Totally. Yeah, of course, I'm one for coming up with great ideas, but executing them, sometimes. I've probably come up with, 100 ideas and then have executed maybe 3 out of every 100 ideas I come up with. Because, I'm more of an idea man. Right? So because it's folded, there are all of these little joints and these little holes all over it. All over these things, there are little holes where they meet, but they don't meet completely. So you get these little gaps, these little holes. And I'm thinking, well, there you go. You take a straight little rod and you poke it through and you pull a little thread through, right? And then you just thread it, put a couple of things on each end and hang it, right? And if you can come up with, like in these, what I would do is probably with the hollow one is put an actual prism in it, right? So that it does have something happening on the inside, right? Some kind of round prism inside. In fact, I think we have some. And dangle it on the inside and hang it in the window. Totally. But then again, I don't know. I wouldn't want to put it in the window because the sun would fade it, especially out here. It'd take a week and it'd be faded on one side. But yeah. If you could find a little disco ball that would be just the interior dimension, that would be neat. So that there's all kinds of mirrors poking through the openings. That would look cool. Once again, idea man. I don't know how to do that kind of shit. I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed at the amount of talent in one person. Yeah. Totally. So I think the best thing I could do is come up with a round prism to hang inside a crystal prism, pop it inside and thread it through the top and just hang it there. And then have a laser light taped somewhere, so you turn the laser light on and spin this, and the laser light hits it and hits that prism, right? I think that's it. Because I wouldn't want to, like I said, put it in the sun. But maybe near the window, up high, and then have a few prisms hanging on strings near them, right, but closer to the window. So you've got prisms hanging in the window of different sizes and shapes and colors, and then little orbs, and then away from the window, closer up high, have little origami spheres hanging, right? And then maybe get one of those little Japanese paper lamps and hang that nearby, so that these little spheres and orbs and stuff kind of hang around. Yeah. The Star of David on crack. Yeah. Dyson spheres, Death Stars, orbs. Remember the Bruce Campbell TV show from the 90s, Briscoe County Jr., where the whole series was about finding these orbs that were being dug up out of mines, right? And it was one of those, like, almost like a conspiracy theory show. trying to tie together the Old West and Ancient Alien type shit. That was a good show. I love that show. It's a bummer it only lasted like 1 or 2 seasons. Yeah, that was a good show. I like that. I don't want to get too much into the 90s anymore, but that was one of the things out of the 90s that I liked. Not too many movies, not too many TV shows, not too much music. By the end of the 90s, I was pretty much faded out of it until we got into the 2000s. Then I'm like, oh wait, that 70s show, Family Guy, Futurama, this is neat. And they were all like throwback shows, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And then that lasted for a couple of years, and then it was all gone, and things were just going really weird. TV became more about reality, fake reality shows, and boy did that suck. Boy did that suck. I remember when rock and roll wasn't a TV show, man. That's a line for one of my songs. Yeah. Watching that Charlie Sheen documentary, that brought back a lot of memories from the 90s, the 2000s, but especially the 80s. All the plasma orbs that are appearing to people now, right? Yeah, plasma, ball lightning, light spheres, that kind of stuff. I think we are looking at a lot of natural stuff and a lot of supernatural or unnatural stuff, if you will. I do believe there is such a thing as ball lightning that can manifest itself when the atmospheric conditions and the planetary conditions are correct. And it can be in different places, and it can move along a line of an electrical charge in the atmosphere, so it looks like it's moving along by itself, but it's really following a path of electricity, and I also believe that it's possible that they could be random, but they could be planned, and they could be like a keyhole to a doorway that you can open and expand out and go through, or maybe you just get near an orb and it sucks you into a different time and place, perhaps. Why don't these things appear to me, right? Why don't I ever see these? I have seen some crazy shit before, but I've never seen a plasma orb, and I've never been close enough to something to actually understand it or believe it, right? I've seen more weird shit happening with just people and in those interactions than out in the night sky, right? And I see a lot of videos nowadays that I don't believe. I used to say, you know what, show me the video. I want to see the video so I can judge for myself. And now I don't want to see the video. More than likely, I'm going to see the video and be looking at something other than what they want you to look at on the video, and realize that it's a fake video, because they want you to look here, but if you look over here way down low, you can see a glitch in the production of this video that shows you that it's not real, or the element that you're looking at in the video. If you look at those fake videos in low definition, the pixels are different on the things that they insert into the video. They're just different, right? That's what low definition does. It enhances your ability to pick out the bullshit, right? The pixels of the stuff they add, if they're not sized correctly to what they're adding it to, then the pixels don't match up, they don't line up, and they're bigger than the pixels in the it just doesn't work. And if you're not paying attention to that, you'll believe anything. If you're not paying attention to the production value of the video, is it really just a random video shot by somebody, or is it something that was rehearsed and practiced so many times that this time they got it right, but they didn't do this correctly, right? Yeah, so it's gone from show me the video to show it to my face. And even then, can you believe it? Even if it's shown right to your face, right under your own nose, can you really believe that it's there, or somebody's not making you believe that something is there, right? Now with lasers and lights and drones and putting on a show in the night sky is pretty easy now. It's going to be pretty easy to put on a show in the night sky and make you think that there's something going on, right? They can put explosives in these things. They can put laser lights on these things. They can load them up with so much now and make them so big and crazy that you can actually think that it's some kind of unidentified device. And who knows where technology has gone, right? We only see what's been commercialized, so we never really see the secret stuff that's out there. They save that kind of shit for stuff like the Space Force, where they can use it and not have to let us know about it for 50 years. And they just keep shit under wraps. So many, organizations that just subcontract this shit, and they just have to keep it under wraps. And then at some point they'll release bits and pieces of it and commercialize it, and then we go, wow, this is neat technology. Where did this come from? We're cool, huh? Like computer chips and processors and really tiny stuff, right? Because we went from a computer that had to fill up, all the rooms in a 3-story building, and now it's all down to little itty bitty tiny chips, and that happened almost overnight because it was subcontracted. It's like, here, take this and backward engineer it, and then we'll let you have some of it to make into commercial products, I think that's still going on all the time. We're still trying to backward engineer stuff that we've had for a long time, right? Will we ever know? Yeah, in 50 years from when it starts, or from when it ends, from when we no longer need to keep it secret. 50 years from then we'll know about it. Yummy. This one is wild cherry crumble. And this one is 33.7 in the THC. Take that. Wild cherry crumble. It's kind of skunky, kind of fruity. It's good. It's good. I have never seen any plasma balls. I've seen a lot, and just recently, my wife and I saw a thunderstorm looking out toward the Mojave Desert. We were looking northeast from where we're at, out toward the high desert in the Mojave Preserve, between Needles and the 15 freeway, basically, between Arizona and Vegas, out there in the desert. And it was a huge thunderstorm. It was a lightning storm, forgive me, because we were so far away we could not hear any thunder. We should have heard rumbles way off in the distance for an hour. We didn't hear anything. It went on for over an hour, probably closer to 2 hours, and it was a light show in the middle of the day looking out toward the desert. It was like popcorn popping. It was crazy light action, all right? The light was shooting up into the sky above this giant thunderhead, and it was shooting down. It was going sideways. It was popping in and out of the clouds. It was really crazy, and we didn't hear anything. And it's happened out here before, a couple of miles from here. Same kind of storm, a lot of lightning, but no sound. And I find that weird and disturbing. I've seen stuff flying in the desert. A friend and I were driving north on the 395 highway on our way to Mammoth Lakes, California, and we were going between on the road that we were on, the highway that we were on was probably between Area 51 up here and Edwards Air Force Base down here. So we were kind of coming up through that line. And on that trip, we were surprised to see, flying low, about 50 feet off the ground, was a very unusual looking aircraft. It was very small. It looked like a one-seat aircraft. It had virtually no wings. It was more like a missile, but it was not shaped round like a torpedo. And it was very unusual. I can't say that it was moving fast, because it wasn't. It wasn't like, what was that, right? Which you would think. It was moving along like you could actually see it coming and see it go over the highway and below the high tension electric power lines. And it went above the lower lines, but below the higher lines, in between the power cables, above the highway, but not above all of the cables. And it very well easily could have gone above the cables, but it was staying a certain level to the ground. It was staying below the radar, and it was headed in the direction of from Area 51 to Edwards Air Force Base. And I think that it was a man-made aircraft using technology, because you didn't see a jet. You didn't see it. It wasn't anything that I had seen before, right? It was like, oh wow, glass, broken glass. It was like a unique shape, something that I had never seen before in an aircraft, right? Maybe it was some kind of test missile, but I don't think so. I think it was a personal transport craft for important people, and only those special important people know about it, right? And I think it just happened to be out on an emergency run somewhere, whether it was transporting a person or some kind of delivery device for something. But it was really weird, and it very easily could have had some kind of landing gear come out of it. It was about as big as a small car in length, maybe as big as a van in length, but it, from the size, you could fit like one person in it. If you watch John Carpenter's Escape from L.A., they put Snake Plissken into a machine where he's got to lay down in it and drive it. And it's just a little torpedo-like submarine, right? And he drives it through the water on the way to the Hollywood Island or LA Island, right? That is probably the closest thing I've ever seen to that, but with no discernible projection devices on it. It was just kind of a weird, almost organic shape. And it just moved through the sky at that speed. It was like, well, look at that. What is that? I don't know. It's gone. But it was flying so low, like purposely flying low, below the radar. So that's one weird thing that I've seen before. When we were really young, we saw a low-flying aircraft coming in from kind of the same direction, but we were way in Southern California, and we were in a mobile home park, and we saw these lights, this wing of lights coming, a triangular formation of lights coming toward us, right? And then as it got to us, it was evident, and it was in the middle of the daytime, right? Cloudy skies, like rainy, thundery, lightning cloud skies. So it came in low. It was in a dark part of the sky because it was a stormy day, and you could see the lights and the dark silhouette of a triangle, and it came in, and then it turned, and you could no longer see the lights, and the silhouette faded away. And I don't want to say that it disappeared, but after a bit it was no longer there. And we thought, oh, it was just a plane, right? Not really. I think I was in the 7th grade, and I had always pondered that. It stuck with me because it was such a unique thing that had happened in my life that it just stuck with me. That's a memory that stuck. Just like seeing that thing flying low to the ground over the highway under the wires. It's just those kind of things that are just a little off from the normal. You had your first one the other day, a few weeks ago. It was like an orb, a ball of glowing plasma. I don't know what it was. Where was it? How close was it to you? Was it close enough to get to? Did it just appear and disappear? It's a little more particulars. That's what I'd like to know, because I've never heard anything about anybody actually seeing one. Not that I know. So, details. How close was it to you, first of all? And then, can you guess how big it was? And if you were close to it, could you have stepped into it and gone? Sometimes those things, people say that those are the things that move around. They appear, they move around, and then they engulf people and then disappear. And that's why we get a high level of missing people around areas where there's really big vortex stuff going on, and people go out to the desert and just disappear. You know, why are these places deserts? Is it because there's weird shit going on, so people just stay the fuck away? You know, and is it the energy that creates the desert atmosphere? I don't know, man. Let's look into these things, because what's it all about? What's it all mean? What is it? I grew up in the counterculture hippie stuff of the 1970s. So I was introduced to a lot of weird stuff early on. And I was open to a lot of possibilities. And my parents were not religious, and they didn't take us to church, and they didn't do all of that kind of stuff. So I was open to different ways of thinking than most people I knew, right? People who were raised up around religion and then were kind of geared towards thinking about this is the way the world works. Whereas not having that in your life, you start thinking of other possibilities, right? And you start taking in other stuff. Whereas a lot of religions, and I'm not being rude, but they're like closed-minded, where it's like, this is the way it is, and that's, don't look at this other stuff. That's not the way it is. This is the way it is. And a lot of religions are like that. Like these orbs here, you know, they're different religions, and they just don't work together, right? So thinking outside the box, outside the bag, right, was always real easy for me. But that's what's always kept me middle of the road, was never really knowing one way or the other. Always being, you know, optimistically pessimistic, or pessimistically optimistic. It could happen, or maybe it won't happen. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You know, what are the possibilities that, you know, and then even that, maybe all the possibilities say that it's this, but I'm still like, maybe. Boy, that heartburn has really got a hold of me this morning, man. I used to have chronic heartburn, and then I was taking pills, over-the-counter stuff, behind-the-counter stuff, just all kinds of pills to deal with GERD, acid reflux. And then I started eating apples. Apple in the morning, apple at night, apple in the morning, apple at night, and then pretty soon it was just an apple in the evening before I'd go to bed, and then every once in a while it was an apple when I started to feel some heartburn. And then it just went away completely. You know, just like I got off antidepressants by just going back to smoking pot like when I was a kid. Because that's how I kept from being depressed when I was a kid, was just smoking pot. And, it's a depressant, you can't get away from depression by using a depressant, it's a narcotic, yada. I was like, okay, but it worked. And it still works. You take 3 Rolaids, right? I used to do that too, but then I was taking 6, and then I was taking 8, and then, it was just crazy. Yeah, I was eating so much chalk, right? I was pooping bricks, really, actual bricks. And I just had to get off. I was eating so much chalk that I got into the antacids, and then I started eating those, and I tried the different ones, and the last thing I was doing was Pepsid OTC. And no, man, I just had to give it up. It was crazy. Just like the antidepressants, I had to give it up. It was killing me. It was destroying my whole life was around these pills. I was done with it. And the pills weren't doing anything for me other than creating other problems, right? Smoking pot, it takes my problems away. You know, and even if it doesn't, it makes it okay because I don't give a fuck. Oh, I have to now. I have to drink milk now because my diet is so limited. If I could drink mother's milk, I would, right? I mean, my diet is so limited at this point that I have to have 2 or 3 glasses of milk every fucking day because my bones have become so brittle. I don't get enough nourishment. Yeah, I literally have to. I have to eat a lot of... I used to be, lactose intolerant, but just like the depression and the acid reflux and stuff, I had to change in order to be able to go back to that. And because I was off of dairy for a decade or more. And then when my health changed, I had to go back to it. And I just adjusted it, you know. And I just had to adjust for it. And well, milk may not be good for you, but at this point, milk is the only thing keeping it together for me. So, if I could, what I would do is I would have one of those little miniature dairy cows on 10 acres, and I would milk that. All right. Lactate pills help. I tried lactate, I tried to drink that lactate shit, and that stuff is so skanky. It made my tongue go black, right? And it had a nasty aftertaste, and I could not get into it. It was just not for me. It might work for some people, but it did not work for me. You know, like I said, everybody's different. And some things work for some people and they don't for others. Some things may not be good for some people, but they are what other people rely on, right? So I would be vegan in a perfect world. So would I. So would I. But the world is not perfect, and it's set up and designed by people who just want to sell everything to us. So that's why things are so over-processed. And yeah, like I said, at this point, I have no choice. I have to drink milk. You know, it may not be good for you. It may not work in your world, but it's a part of my world every day. Milk, 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 milk. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to eat much of what I eat every day. Period. So maybe that will change back once I get adjusted to, you know, the denture life. But yeah, you know what? I used to have trouble with milk all the time, but like I said, my body has changed and things in my life have changed, and now I only drink milk in the evening toward the end of the day, unless I'm using it cooked in a product, so that it's more like a food during the day, and in the evening it is a late night snack where it can go into my stomach, and then I'm not bothered by it because I'm asleep, first of all, and it has time to do whatever it's going to do in my stomach, and then by the morning time I'm happy with the end results, right? Well, good for you. I've pretty much come back to dairy at this point. Like I said, I cut out dairy for a decade or more. Finally got back to it. And it's helpful. It's totally helpful. I keep hearing noises, so I have to wonder. Does make you sleepy for sure. That's why I definitely do it in the evening. Totally. You coming in? He's got his earbuds in. Yeah. Usually I use a big cup to make cereal in the morning, hot cereal, so it's cooked. And then I'll have a big glass at night with the snack before I go to bed, so that I've got food in me, right? Totally, okay. Totally. The restroom. So, what a day, you know. I wake up tired because I only get a couple hours sleep. Joey's 26. He is young. The whole Joey thing started when it was a couple of years ago, and he was watching my show and commenting for about a week and a half, and then he mentioned that he and a friend of his were coming from Virginia to California and Arizona to see the Grand Canyon and Yosemite and the coast and Hollywood and stuff. And then he said, maybe I'll stop by, haha. And I said, dude, stop by, here's my number. And so we got hooked up on Facebook. He joined Facebook just so that he and I could communicate. And then we exchanged information. He sent me pictures from his trip, and then all of a sudden he showed up. And he hung out here in my studio, in my living room here for an hour, and we talked. And at that point he was 25, and it was like, wow, this is a really cool kid. We got along. And long story short, I fell in love with the kid, and he's been back 3 times now. This is the 3rd time he's been back. The 4th time he's been here. We went to Vegas and did a thing in Vegas. Now he and my daughter are going to Chicago to do a Chicago thing. And I imagine he'll be back within another year in order, you know, at some point to do something, right? He's just become part of the family. Just like that. Yeah, he's got a dad and a mom and brothers and stuff, and he's just become a family member, right? One of those weird things. Yeah, he's like a son, really. And it is cool. My wife is always joking, that he's like the son that I never had, and he is. It's fun. It's cool. We have so much in common. Every day we find something else in common, and that's awesome. That is just, I couldn't have asked for anything else to come from this channel, right? If the only thing that came from this channel was one subscriber, and it was Joey, and it started that was it. That's all I would need. So it's pretty awesome to get that out of this, right? Unexpectedly, what I would hope to be a lifelong friendship. So there you go. No, they're good friends because they have a lot in common too. We all have the one thing that we really have in common, all of us, is music, right? We're really into music, and we're all into such different genres of music that it's easy for us to find each other in very different areas, in many areas. So that's, I think, how that works. But also that we have similar senses of humor as well, right? So that's very cool. We're able to just sit and talk and bullshit, and we're all very different too, and that's really neat. Yeah, crazy, man, totally crazy. So that's cool. Yeah, my daughter is just turning 21. He's 26. I'm 57. So it's a little, unique, the whole relationship thing that we got going on. Yeah. It's like, wow, what a plus. Yeah, I get to do the YouTube thing, but then it, and it's like the same thing with you, WW. It's like getting getting to know people, getting to know all about you. It's just neat. It's like the beginning of a romantic relationship is really neat because there's all that newness, right? Kind of like that. A new relationship, a new friendship has got a lot of newness, and then when all of those newness things become so familiar, right? It's like, wow, it's new, but it's familiar because I'm Matt too, and it just takes on a whole new level and a whole new meaning. The house is starting to wake up. Looks like I'll probably be shutting down at the top of the hour. At the earliest or the latest. I think we'll wrap it up at the top of the hour. So we might hear a little kitchen noise, which is fine. It means the kitchen's open. Put in your order. My order is probably on the order of more coffee, because that does that. I'm a 1-cup guy. I used to do coffee all day long, and it destroyed my gut. Mi esposa. So, yeah, I don't do that anymore. I don't do coffee all day. I do a lot of coffee in the morning, but it's just 1 cup. Uno. That's it. That's all. Just 1 cup. I can't do any more than that. It'll destroy me for the day. And I gotta save room for a Coke later on. I don't try to, but I try not to have more than 1 Coke in a day. That's it. And most days I usually don't have a Coke. But if I do, it's going to be with a meal, so it's not a solo thing. When I was young, I could just suck down Cokes and beef jerky sticks and candy bars and shit all day. And that's probably why I can't do that now, and why I got such poor health. Yeah. No, it's kids these days, they don't have things going on. They just hook up with their friends. I'm just gonna hook up with my friends, So, and there are some entire groups of young people that are just like, I just don't even get into it, It's just all about me, doing my thing, me and my friends. And they just don't even think about that kind of stuff anymore. And that's one of those things that was pushed on us by the media, right? Advertising and movies and TV shows and music and dance and ad men selling stuff with sex. I mean, that's why people have been so overly hypersexualized, right? I mean, you take that away from somebody, all of that, and that's not what they think about all the time, right? So, I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. And I don't think that's high on people's priorities right now, is having a relationship. I think that waits and waits. And I think more and more it waits until people get older. Doing that whole planning a life together kind of thing. Right? Totally. Now, I don't see any of that. I'm tired. I'm just tired. Anyway, old-time radio. I think it was just us talking about old radio stuff that we did today on that topic. I want to get into saying stupid shit. What is stupid shit that people say? Back in the day, right? I don't want to talk about stupid shit today because that would get into too many weird areas. But what is stupid shit, people used to say back in the day, Wait till your father gets home. Boy, you're gonna get it. Everything's gonna be alright. Don't worry about it. Trust me. Stupid shit people used to say, but stupid, right? Stupid cliches and stuff. I have to start thinking along that line and try to come up with enough to put together some kind of poetry or song or something. But saying stupid shit sounds like it needs to be something. So, there you go. There you go. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I will probably spend the day recuperating from getting up early and driving down to the desert and back. And from whatever I have to do today. That will usually take its toll pretty easily on me. I got a last bong hit here. I'm kind of eager to smoke it, but I don't want to get it burned too soon here. The show's going to be over soon. We read from the TV Guide this morning, and Bedouin across 4 letters, monk, and then down, TV network, monk. No? ABC, NBC, CBS. It's 1978, so there's not too many TV networks, right? See, it's already stumped me. A simple crossword. Duh. I was never good at crosswords. Word search, yeah, I could do that. I could find words like you don't even know. Man, look, there's ass. Yeah. Don't ask me anymore. I will not tell you. Alright, I'm gonna do this bong hit. I'm gonna do this bong hit because it's time. It's time to do the bong hit, the last bong hit of the day. I'm out of coffee, which means I have to start thinking about breakfast. That's no fun. That sucks. That sucks. Food. I better try to eat lunch today. I haven't eaten lunch the last few days. I just eat breakfast and then lay down, take a nap, and then get up and eat dinner and then have a light snack and then I'm done. That's not much. I was eating more than that when I was wearing my teeth, when I wasn't wearing my teeth, because I was eating soup and stuff that I could just put in my mouth. But yeah, it's getting crazy, man. I need to start eating more. I don't have enough waking hours to care about eating a lot. And then I eat too late, and I got heartburn all fucking night. What are you going to do? Apple. I need to get an apple is what I need to do. And try to eat on a normal, regular schedule. That would be great if I could. What is normal, right? What is normal? What is normal? Norman. Call me Normal Norman. Abnormal Norman. Hey, Sam. Come here, buddy. Come here, Sam. Can you come say hi to me? Come here. Where are you, Sam? 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 Come here, Sam. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Come here, buddy. Hi, Sam. Oh. Up. There you go. Oh. My little boy. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, floppy ears. How are you? You look so tired. Oh, you look so tired, Sam. You're such a sweet boy. You're such a sweet boy, Sam. Very good, buddy. Haha. My dogs are weird. They're pretty weird dogs. Gotta run, dude. Take it easy. What is normal compared to what? Yep, exactly. Peace, WW. Take care of yourself. And on that, without any more from the peanut gallery there, from the irregulars, I'm going to start wrapping up the show here, because we can. So there you go. So WW is going to go off and get his day rolling along. I am going to do the same. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Probably go clean a house. Hopefully play around with my guitar again today, because I need to toughen up my fingertips. I need to keep working on my fingertips. And if I just play a little bit every day, I think I can accommodate that. There goes my dog trying to get under the blanket on Joey's bed. Oh, he's such a goober. He's like, I want to go to bed. Let me in. Nose it up, spin it around. Nose it up, spin it around. You can do it. There you go. Up, and he's in. And he's gone. He's pretty good at that. Oh, that's funny. So, like I said, I won't be here tomorrow, but we will catch up on the TV guide for Thursday and Friday. When we return on a Friday, unless something pops up, technical difficulties, whatever, the Earth is swallowed into a black hole, whatever. And then it won't really matter much at all anyway, right? And we'll see what other new origamis have popped up in the house between now and when Joey takes off for Chicago. And then they're coming back here afterward, and then he's going to be here for a couple of days and then go home from here. So that'll be pretty cool. And we'll get to hang out a little bit more. We had hoped that we could do some kind of live stuff here with video games and stuff, but you know how the real world goes. I'm able to do this stuff because my real world is this. This is not other people's real world. This is the stuff that they look at and make comments about and talk about. And an outsider an irregular like Joey hanging out in this world probably finds it pretty fucking weird. So at some point we might do that. We might do we wanted to do Fire Emblem, right? So we'll see. We'll see. It's probably going to be a lot of rest before he takes off and goes home. Yep, the dog is completely gone in the blanket. He has completely covered himself up. It was a pile of blanket, and he found the opening and literally got himself in and turned around, and he's gone. He's gone. The dog is gone. It's just a pile of blanket that breathes. Watch out. Don't sit on him. All right, going to do my last bong hit here. I don't know who's there, but thanks for hanging out. Oh, it's me. That's who it is. I'll close that screen on my computer, and one of my viewers will go away. That's what that is. And then the other viewer is this one here. So I'm alone. Shh, don't tell anybody. If you don't tell the guy, he thinks there's a million people watching. What do I care? Maybe there is, and they're all incognito, and there's a million viewers out there watching this show every day, but they're all going, shh, don't tell him. Oh, the show's for you. There you go. For all the viewers and non-viewers, that's what this is for. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's just me, so you all take care this morning. You know what to do, right? Take care of each other. Spread peace and love, not bullshit, right? Go out there and do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else. Why? Because it makes you feel good, makes the world a better place, makes somebody else feel good, makes you a better person, right? Do something nice for yourself by doing something for somebody else. All right, take care of each other. Most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. You gotta do it yourself, man. You gotta put in the effort. Weirdness is as weirdness does. Just do it. Just do it. Just fucking do it, man. Just be weird. Go help somebody. That's weird. When you help somebody and you don't want anything in return. The world would be a better place if we just looked at everybody as brothers and sisters, right? Hey, you need some help, bro? Hey, sis, what's up? Let's do that, right? All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Love ya. I will see you on Friday, not tomorrow. And adios.